Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. We don't have an intro purely because I hit the go live button and then realised I hadn't made one for the live stream for episode 75. So it's alright, because what we're going to do, Crispy, you're going to have to pretend that you can hear this, is I'm going to play the theme out, and I can't hear it. There we go, I can hear it now. Come on, Crispy. Boom. Ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum. Bum, bum, ba-da-dum. Bum, 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 bum. Hello, everyone. How are you all doing? Welcome.
How we doing? How we doing, chat?
Without
How we doing,
hitch.
chat?
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
We have a question here from Paul, and they
Paul?
say, Paul, wow.
We're gonna Paul.
And they have asked, has Crispy got his smoke detector alarm fixed? All will be revealed in this week's episode of Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast.
Oh man, it's gonna be.
All will be
fun
revealed.
Time.
All will be revealed.
Time. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the show where two YouTubers get together and talk about. Oh wait, we're not doing the intro yet because we're not starting the episode yet. We're preambling. Okay, we're preambling.
Yeah, how is everyone? Tell me at least one fun thing about your day.
I'm sweating, Crispy. I'm wearing a black t-shirt because I want to wear the same one I wore in the thumbnail. I'm wearing a cap because I always wear them in the podcast. I am sweating. It's too hot in this house.
Mate, I'm not forcing you to wear anything. I don't think I ever wear the same thing in the thumbnail when we do these episodes.
Yeah, I said to you I'm going to start wearing a different t-shirt every episode, and now it's Bastille t-shirt.
Oh.
Look at that. Any Bastille enjoyers in the chat?
Yo, where my Bastille enjoyers in the chat?
Yeah.
Where are they?
Who up basting their steel? I don't know.
I ain't basting no steel right now.
It's 4 a.m. here in Canada. Grace, you're awake at 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
That's
are
actually...
you getting up or are you going to sleep?
No, she's watching a podcast. What do you mean? There's actually a Bastille song called 4 a.m. Crispy, so that's even funnier. Okay, to continue the bit. I'm not even kidding, but literally it's a song called 4 a.m. Packing for uni today, says Caddy. Ooh, what are you studying? What's Caddy
what are you
studying?
doing?
I bet you she's studying. Let's predict what she's studying, Crispy. Give what uni degree is Caddy studying? Come on.
Caddy is doing economics.
I was gonna say business. I'll go with you on economics. Economics.
All right, I'll
Come on,
settle
Caddy.
for economics.
Come on, share with the class. Are we correct? We're probably not. She just goes, I'm actually doing like art, and we go, oh, okay, well, we're a bit far off there. We're a bit far off, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's Benny.
It's fine. It's Friday. Friday. What are people doing in the chat on Friday?
I watched a 10 speech today. I'm about 5 seasons behind you guys. Connor, that's assuming we actually watch the episodes before we talk about the series. I mean, what?
Yeah.
We do. We just binged them all now. All of them.
Yeah, we just finished watching every single one just then.
There you go. Oh, Caddy's doing backstage theatre in brackets stage management and tech.
That was my second guess, Troy. That was my second guess.
Your second guess
was
maths.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, exactly. Also, Minu Sitch been watching Ahsoka, so hyped right now. So am I, Crispy. Have you watched?
Dude, it's so
Ahsoka?
good.
It's
It's
good.
so good. Yeah, no, I've actually heard that it's quite good.
Have you heard the spoilers for yesterday's episode yet?
Haven't heard, but I've seen all of the spoilers.
So you know who appears at the end of episode 4?
Yeah.
Okay, well, is there anyone in the live stream chat who does not know what happens at the end of episode 4 of Ahsoka? Because if we are clear to, I will mention it because I literally nearly cried yesterday over it. I was very excited.
Looking for some.
Shut up.
that was I can't preview the sound, but I can play the thing live. So
well, you know what? It's a risk that we run.
It is a risk.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be getting started in a minute. We're going to talk about series 12 of Doctor Who. We're going to be talking about.
Yeah, let's get this party started.
We're going to be talking about the Timeless Child, Crispy.
The what?
The Timeless Child.
Oh my gosh! Can you say exactly what you just said, like how you phrase it then, but in the episode?
Okay.
Please.
Why?
Okay. I've got a bit.
We're going to be talking about the Timeless Child, Crispy.
Yeah. In the episode.
Oh, all right. In the episode. I was stood in the front room cheering. Yes. Yeah. No one's saying that they don't want spoilers for it, so that's good. So we can mention it, which is exciting. Because I'm telling you now, Crispy, and I'm getting the gun out, okay? Because I'm holding this man. See this? I'm holding him to gunpoint. Crispy, look scared.
I'm not. I don't know if I watched the first episode, fell asleep. I've never watched Rebels, never watched Clone Wars.
Crispy.
It's not my thing.
Crispy,
Yes.
look scared. Okay, if you don't catch up on the show so that we can do a bonus episode, we are going to have words.
Oh, no.
It's an 8-episode show. You've got 4 weeks left to catch up. I think you can do it.
Oh, it's got... Yeah, all right.
It genuinely is some of the best Star Wars I've seen in a while. It's much better than Mandalorian Season 3. Better than Boba Fett.
When does it end?
In 4 weeks. There's five episodes 5 to 8 left to go.
I need a date, Troy.
Oh, friggin', I don't know.
I need a date.
The last episode will air on the 4th of October.
Oh.
So
That's a funny date, isn't it?
Well, yeah, because it'll be going into the morning of the 4th of October. So depending on if you can watch it when it actually happens, we could record the episode on the 4th of October. And then
I'll be
get it up
busy
for the
probably.
Thursday. No, you won't.
With birthday things, most likely.
Wait, which day is your birthday again? Remind me.
We'll never know.
No, just tell me.
It's one of them. It's one of the days.
I swear to God, Crispy. I swear to God.
I'm not doxing myself.
But
I'm not doxing myself.
mine's August 15th. Oh no, I doxed myself. What's yours?
October 4th.
Is it actually October 4th?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yes.
Oh my God! I thought it was October 6th. What?
No.
Oh my God.
Silly boy.
So we're going to record a special episode on your birthday. That sounds good.
Yay for me. My favorite show, Ahsoka.
We'll do it on the 5th.
Oh,
we'll do it on the 5th,
Ahsoka,
buddy.
I barely know her, bro.
Buddy, we'll do it on the 5th. Don't worry. Okay.
Oh, great.
But seriously,
Sweet.
if you can, if you really don't want to watch it, that's totally fair. But if you can, I really would love
We'll
to do
see.
an episode
No,
on it.
I've been hearing the buzz.
Yeah.
So we'll have a look.
I think
We'll see.
episode 4 is probably one of, if not the best, one of the best Star Wars episodes I've seen on Disney Plus. I don't know the best, because I don't think anything beats Luke Skywalker showing up at the end of Mandalorian Season 2, but it's pretty elite. There's like a good lightsaber fight nearly every episode, man. It gets me very excited. It's amazing. It's just...
Do you like lightsabers?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Oh. I didn't know that. There it is, ladies and gents.
I mean,
There
he
it
literally
is.
asked me. He asked me. Stop it!
All right, let's get this show on the road. Come on, stop messing about.
Okay, so let's get going. So we have actually got some interesting structure today, folks. There's no news yet again, because all there is Doomsday. guys, you guys want to listen to Doomsday? So there's no news. So I think what we'll do, I said this to Crispy, we asked in the Q&A, because I forgot to actually make the Q&A about Series 12. I said I was going to make it a bit more of the showrunner stuff, because, let's face it, last week we didn't exactly talk very much about showrunners. So I was saying to Crispy, I think what we'll do is we'll do the intro, we'll do our episode, we'll spend 10-15 minutes looking at some of the showrunner comments, and then get into the Series 12 debate, because Mr. Crisp here, Mr. Crisp, put out a tweet on Twitter.
I did.
On the website with birds that Elon Musk
On the
wants to
bird
get rid
site.
of, but we don't care about that, because he asked what people thought of Series 12, and there's like 67 responses or something. So
Yeah, it's done all right for us.
I don't know if we're gonna talk about the series ourselves first, then go to audience stuff. Probably that way. I think maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. There you go. We got a plan. It's a podcast. With
Podcast of the plan,
plan.
baby.
And next week is gonna be exciting. We're gonna tease something very exciting for you.
Oh yeah, I'm actually really excited about that.
Yeah. I know why you're excited. Your eyes are just cha-ching. What? So, look at his little grin. Let's get the crispy zoom. Actually, we need to make sure this works for a bit in the episode. Crispy, so you make sure. Do I need to move the
Hang
camera
on,
at all?
I'll be here.
No, do you
This
want
is
me to,
probably where
like,
I'll stay.
put you
So
there?
move it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
move it there.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
This is actually for the episode. There's a bit we're going to be doing in the episode. Don't question it. So if I switch to that when you say that's okay, yeah. And can you look down the barrel of the camera when you do it? Okay,
Yeah.
Yes, you can. All right, cool. Good. All right, cool. We're good to go. Right, I'm going to hit the record button. Crispy, you want to record on Riverside as well, just so you've got it for shorts?
Well, it's hard with the cropping of your face.
Oh, yeah.
because
I
of-
always forget that.
Yeah. I can have it as a backup, but I feel like Riverside runs better when I don't press record.
That's a good point.
So we might,
Okay.
as long
Well,
as you're double
if you
sure
listen
we're
back
recording.
and there's particular bits that you want to make a short out of, I could always just send you the video and you could just zoom in on our faces. It will be a bit like DIY, but you could like crop it to put our camera.
Yeah. No, I've done that before. That's no worries.
Exactly.
I'll probably rip it anyway.
So if I remind me to keep the recording, and then
Yeah,
you
just
listen
keep
to it, pick out the bits. I'll send you clips of the bits. You make shorts.
Oh wow, look at us go! I love how we have
thank
these
you.
chats live on the
I know.
stream.
We
to
always do this. We always
hundreds
do
of
this.
millions of
We always
people.
do this.
All right, here we go.
Oh, well, there's a tiny bit of news. Cameron Smith just said on the Doctor Who Facebook page they confirmed Yasmin Finney is playing Donna and Sean's daughter. That is true. They did confirm.
Yes. And
do your best shocked face. No way! Really? I can't believe it.
Oh my god!
Stunned.
I can't believe that.
Stunned. Oh my god! Your X Games.
Did you see Shooty's Instagram story where he says like season 2 approaching or something?
No.
Oh yeah, he posted that.
Was it within the last 24 hours, or is it too late now for me to look?
No, it wasn't in the last 24 hours. It was like a couple days ago. He was at the gym.
You didn't tell me? You didn't shoot a message my way to tell me?
Well, I think we all assumed that season 2 was coming around soon.
Series 15, Crispy. I don't know what's wrong with you.
I don't know either, man.
Why are you putting that music on? Okay, apparently Crispy's just in his own little zone at the minute. It's fine, don't worry about it. Don't worry about
I was just zoned it out for
Alright,
a sec.
you ready to go?
Alright. Yeah, mate, we need an intro, though.
We do need we need an intro gag. I forget that we do that. Okay. We're only 75 episodes in and I forgot that we have an intro.
You could ask me the Timeless Child thing if you want that to be the intro.
Is that bit good enough for an intro, or would you rather be in the episode?
I think it's got legs.
Okay. All right. So have we, Crispy. Although you wouldn't know it. Look at the podcast. You ready, folks?
Man,
Look at this. Knee. I've got legs. Legs. I've still got legs.
I've legs.
All right. Okay. Oh, I need to get comfortable again now. I was nice and comfy, and now I'm not. This t-shirt is really long as well, which is why I'm saying in a heat wave it does not help, because I have this big clump of t-shirt around my back. It's not good. It's not nice. I need to get a standing desk for real and just like stand up while we're talking. It would be much nicer.
Yeah, I'll get one of those eventually.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that at some point, like a standing desk. That'd be great. That'd be really cool.
All right, let's get into it.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, mate.
All right. So, Crispy, talking about Series 12 today, aren't we?
Oh gosh, yeah, we are. God,
we are. We're going to be discussing a lot of things, but I think our audience are probably most excited for the long-awaited chat about the Timeless Child, because we're talking about that, aren't we, today?
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
what?
Did somebody say Timeless Child?
Oh my, no!
Baby, baby, baby!
Oh,
you are the Timeless Child, the Timeless Child.
Are we going to get copyrighted?
I don't think so.
Oh, I hope
That's
not.
a risk we have to take.
Oh my days. I cannot believe you did that. This is once again, it just upsets me that you do all these cool songs and there still isn't a 3-minute version of David Tennant is My Dad.
Roll the intro, everyone. We're looking
Ah!
at Series 12.
That was amazing. That was really, really
I'm
good.
glad
I'm glad
you
we used that for
enjoyed
the intro. That was brilliant.
I made that like
very
last
good.
week.
That was very good. Seriously, I stand by it. I know you know I mean it anyway, but you really need to make a 3-minute version of it. And you can put it up for when the 60th comes out.
I gotta do.
You can put it up for when the 60th
I'm not gonna
comes out.
put it on the day. I'll upload it to this channel. I'm not gonna upload it to Crispy Pro.
I've been seeing all the set
is
reports.
elsewhere.
Come on, Crispy. Catherine Tate is back,
Is
of course.
back, of course.
Neil Patrick Harris,
Patrick Harris
going
insane.
But to me, there's only one big name. David Tennant is my dad. David Tennant is my dad. All right. See, I literally know the words. You've got it ingrained in my head.
You're a groupie.
That and no, do you know what the funniest thing is? I've got a song stuck in my head right now. It's a remix of People You Know. Is that by Selena Gomez? I actually have no idea. But it's that song and Starboy by The Weeknd. It's like a sped up, like TikTok-y remix of it. And it was purely because the friend I met in Poland, she put up like a reel with that song in the background. And I was like, that's catchy. I'm gonna look that up. Put it on Spotify, and I literally it's been an earworm for the last like week, and it's now top of my on repeat. It's top of my on repeat, Crispy. I'm kind of glad though, because for some reason the theme from Secret Invasion had been top of my on repeat for like a month, even though I haven't probably listened to that theme for like 3 weeks. It just hasn't moved. It's like Spotify goes, right, look, you've listened to it so much, we're going to keep it up there just artificially for a few weeks after, because you really, like, what were you doing? But finally, People You Know X Starboy has dethroned the Secret Invasion theme. So there we go.
Wow.
What about the anti-hero cover? It's a good question, Scarlo. I think we should do that too. Although maybe we should do a 1989 song. Something like Wildest
When
Dreams.
it comes out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that could be fun. Oh, that's actually a really fun idea. All right, with so many fun ideas, we're gonna get into the episode for the people. Yeah. For the people.
Okay. All right. I'm
for
just saying,
people.
Crispy. You know, I'm starting to get back into singing. So if you want a duet,
yeah, get up. Dude, you should be on this song.
Wait, Did somebody say
Sing along,
timeless
Troy.
child?
No.
Baby, you are the timeless child, the timeless child.
That's so good. I can just imagine Crispy being sat at work being like, God, I don't know what to do today. And then going, do you know what? Why don't I make a remix of Voodoo Child with Timeless
That's
Child?
literally it.
Just like a light bulb.
I was gonna do Don't You Worry Child by Swedish House Mafia, but then I was like, oh, this kind of
You're
works
the
on two
timeless,
levels.
you're the timeless child.
Yeah, literally.
The
That's
internet's gonna hate you.
it. That's it.
Oh my god. All right. We all ready to go? We all ready to go?
Yeah.
Crispy.
Let's go, son.
So you do the intro, you do the thing to me, I pass it
Yeah.
back to you. It's like tennis.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Whenever you're ready, Crispy.
I was like, hang on, it's me.
We got some crickets in the background, or?
Here we go. Hello and welcome back to Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast, the show where two YouTubers talk about the best show in all of time and space, Doctor Who. I'm your host, Crispy Pro, and joining me for the 75th time, would you believe, is Troy Red Archer Live. How are you, sir?
I'm good, man. How are you? How is life, Mr. Pro of the Crisp?
I'm all right. I need to say a few things about last week, I think.
Oh, really? Should we put you
Yeah.
to full screen? Have you got an important message for the audience?
Yeah, I've got an important message.
Right, don't adjust your TV sets, everyone. This is Crispy looking at you all now.
I've made a severe lapse in judgment. Last week's episode was not a reflection of what this podcast is, nor what it could be. We had technical difficulties up the wazoo. We had a fire alarm constantly going throughout the video, as you can clearly hear in the podcast. Troy and I are better than this, and we will strive to be better than this. This is not the content that we want to create, nor what we strive for. This is an official message from Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast. Thank you.
There's no way you have a Logan Paul setting. I am blown away by that. I am blown away.
Crikey.
So,
last
yeah.
week was not it, man.
We need to just briefly address last week's episode because bring out the ukulele. Well said,
Oh,
Caddy.
that'd
We're
be
live,
so
by the way,
funny.
on YouTube, so we will have some
Yes,
live
hello.
chat interaction. Yeah, I mean, honestly, in the recording session, I was sat there, and obviously, as we said, my head was not there, so I was sat here thinking, we are putting together a terrible episode here. This is a shambles.
Yeah.
People aren't going to like it. The amount of people who commented saying, your podcast is the best when you go off-piste, we love the chaos. I think people have really enjoyed that episode, which is, like, really cool.
Strange
I'm
to
glad.
us.
Well, you
Strange.
said you thought it was one of your favourite recording sessions, so I don't know why it's strange to you. You literally messaged me afterwards like, that was one of the best ones we've done.
Well, for us, it was fun because the chaos is fun, but I
True.
don't know what people enjoy. So it was nice seeing the, people actually enjoying it.
Talking about last week, Chris,
But yeah.
look who just popped up in the chat.
Oh, Venom!
Venoms!
Venom!
Oh my goodness, that's amazing. Yeah, so I'm honestly, I was really surprised. I think what surprised me was the length of last week's episode, because I said I fully expected it to be like an episode that was like 45 minutes or something, but it's
We almost made the hour.
54:21. It's
54.
like a standard
Yeah.
episode length. I'm stunned by that. I really did
Standard
not think.
stuff.
Yeah. Well, we are very standard in fairness, aren't we?
Yeah,
We are
sometimes.
very, very standard.
Yeah.
However, with it being a live episode, as you guys know by now, the way that we like to do this is sometimes the episodes will be a bit longer because we just spend a bit more time chatting. Although,
We're just
I
chit-chatting.
said to Crispy already, I am sweating my proverbial off because we're in the middle of another heat wave in the UK. And the funny thing
Yeah.
is, I'll say this sometimes and some people will go, it's not even that hot in the UK. Like for us, it's about 28 degrees consistently every day at the minute, 28 degrees Celsius. Which, like, in
Yeah.
Poland, like, is, like, the norm. So, like,
Yeah.
like the friend that
Bro.
English is just out the window already. My friend who's over there's like 28's not that bad. That's all right. I'm like, no, I'm melting. Like, I'm not just am I British, I'm also ginger and very fair skinned. That is a lethal combination when it gets too warm. So there's that.
Oh, that is so funny, dude. I was
You
just
could've-
looking up.
You could have made it.
It's the
sound a bit more
exact same,
believable, Bryce.
temperature here.
Yeah, well, you know what?
Actually.
Clearly, the Aussies, the shrimps on the Barbies, are more acclimated to the heat. But I'm also sat here
Yes.
in a snapback cap and a black T-shirt that is a long T-shirt. So I'm just going to be a puddle at the end of this. I'm going to be Heather from the pilot.
He's hot. He is a puddle. He is Heather. Thank you.
Hang on, Heather. Did you know I met Heather Crispy?
Oh,
Do you know we're coming up on a year since that
different
Paleways
Heather.
gig? Can you believe it's like a year in November or something? It's mad.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Can they
Doesn't
release some new
feel
music
like
already?
it.
It doesn't. It doesn't for me. It's a core memory. That is quite literally a core memory. So Crispy, I think
mate.
best thing for us to do this week. We've got our poll, but I think we should wait on that. I think we should do a special segment. Can you get like a special bit of music? Just something
Sure.
a bit different to the usual, just a little bit.
Just like a sting.
And yeah, a sting, anything. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to last week's episode. This week, you know, that's our new thing.
Last week's episode.
It's like Harry Else TV Burps, like Stars of Tomorrow Today or something. It's like, no, we are gonna just spend a very small amount of time talking about who the best showrunner is, because I think it's safe to say last week we did not do that. Okay?
No.
And for anyone thinking, oh my god, the episode runtime is going to be insane, there's literally no news. The only thing newsworthy, it doesn't even deserve a ding, is that Doctor Who confirmed Jasmine Finney was playing Donna and Sean's daughter, which I think everyone and their dog knew was going to happen anyway.
What?
So
actually, you
it's
know what?
official, but
I put that out on my YouTube community tab
listen to
saying,
it.
"Oh, you know, they finally announced it."
Yeah.
And then how I got so many comments saying, "Wow, thanks for the spoilers, mate." I was like,
what?
excuse me?
This
One,
is like-
it's been obvious forever, and two, it's been announced by the BBC.
It's so
I'm
funny
just
to me.
passing
The
on a
same thing happened
message.
with Payday 3 for literally like years. It was officially announced. There were like trailers and stuff, and every day I saw people on Twitter being like, "Is Payday 3 real?" And they're like, "Yes." And people go, like, "Surprise Pikachu."
Uh-huh.
And I was like, "Do you just live under a rock?" Like, I don't get it. Some people just really miss out on stuff. Like yesterday's Ahsoka episode, I nearly cried. I want everyone who's listening to this episode to make sure Crispy does watch the show before the end of it, because we're doing a bonus episode. I need to literally find out about spoilers. Anakin appearing at the end of episode 4, because
Shocker. Shocker.
my mum was like concerned for me. I was sat opposite on a sofa when he showed up. I slammed the sofa like that, and then literally nearly started crying. And she was like, "Are you all right?" I was like, "No, no."
I can't believe it. Like after all these years, Anakin Skywalker finally appears in a Disney Plus spin-off. It's never been done before, and I can't believe it will happen for the first time in Ahsoka. That's crazy.
Why have we got the cynic in the podcast with us today? My God. I mean, he was in Obi-Wan Kenobi, but it was like the only bit where he was actually Anakin was a flashback. Now it's like proper. And episode 3 Anakin. He's got the episode 3. I'm such a nerd, man. I'm such a nerd. So, what we were saying is, the people in the chat are saying, Crispy, watch Ahsoka, so now you have to. So, I was thinking to replace our news segment this week, we just read some user comments about who the best showrunner is, just to give a bit more time to that, because we were too busy with fire alarms and internet last week to really hone in on audience opinion. Sound fair, Crispy?
And then we will talk about Series 12.
Exactly, because
that
believe
is
me,
why we're
I mean,
here today.
I said I was going to go at length about the Timeless Child when it came round, so my Timeless Child speech is probably going to happen today.
What
I'm
did
not
you just say?
prepared, but
Wait.
I'm just going to leave the room, I feel like. I think I'll just leave the room. I thought you were going to leave it on. All right, fair enough.
No. It's a little recurring bit now.
So, Crispy, we have 10 audience submissions regarding the best showrunner. Shall I just read through all of them and see what they say?
Just hit me with some good stuff.
All right. Beetlewood starts off by saying, "I can't help but go for Rusty Davies, as his finales are the best, and his writing is not as confusing as Moffat." What do you think about that, Crispy?
Moffat's still the best.
This is a great debate, isn't it? The Beast Boss said Crispy Pro is the best showrunner. Oh, I forgot to mention from the future. My bad. Oh, there you go.
Oh.
You got a good future ahead of you, Crispy. You got a good future ahead of you. Not
Wait,
a bot.
Wait, so, hang on. So
What?
the Beast Boss has access to time travel.
Yeah, the Beast
That's a-
Boss
that's a new
uses
development.
the TARDIS.
That's a bit of lore building.
It
I
is.
like that.
We've got all these polls, and we've got the Beast Boss with his TARDIS.
Who now has the TARDIS. Interesting. All right, keep going.
Not a bot says Davies, because the Tennant era. Which I'm
good
pretty sure is
argument.
exactly what I said, so I'm glad that we're agreed.
Yes.
So, yeah. Mr. Scarlo says RTD. He plans everything, and even his worst episodes aren't that bad. Series 12 is my third series fave. Huh? Oh, right. He's talking about series. Oh, let's mention this. He's talking about series 12. Series 12 is my third favourite series. Favourite episode is Haunting of Villa Diodati. Underrated episode, Nikola
take.
Tesla's Night of Terror. And least favourite
Great
episode,
take.
Orphan 55.
Oh my gosh! I'll cheers to that. Who was that? Not Bot.
Mr.
Who was
Scarlo.
that? Oh, it's Mr. Scarlo. Well done. Good job.
You'll drink to Series 12 being the third best series?
All the other points that
okay,
was made.
Okay, cool. Matt said, I'm sure it was fun to record, but you never really got going on Davies versus Muffet. We got a hater! Everyone batten down the hatches! There's a hater!
Hang on, Troy. Who was this?
Matt.
Matt.
You haven't
I'd
heard
like
what else
to
he said.
apologize to you.
Do you want to hear what else he said?
Oh no, yeah.
Keep it playing.
Okay.
He said, I'm sure it was fun to record, but you never really got going on Davies versus Moffat. Some messing about in tangents or tech issues are fine, but it lost its charm after a while, and I wanted to hear your thoughts. My God! I mean, I'll just take this gun, shall I? That's 3D printed for Spotify's sake, but shall I just take this and just be like, just end it? Like, what the hell, man?
I wouldn't go that dark. Look, it's a very
It's 3D
valid
printed,
point.
man. It's not that dark. It's actually a bit wooden. It's a bit brown, so it's not that dark. It's a terrible joke. I'm gonna Sonic myself. All right, bye-bye, Chris.
Oh my God.
Oh, Doctor, you Sonicked yourself.
You Sonicked yourself. Wow, that's the harshest review I've got. That's why we're 4.8 on Spotify, mate.
It is.
That is why.
Because we have the Matts out there who don't appreciate class content when it comes their way. You know what, Matt? You should consider going outside and getting some fresh air and reevaluating your life. I'm joking. I fully understand. I agree.
Oh my
I'm honestly surprised that there aren't more people saying what he said. I'll be real with you. I'm surprised there aren't more.
I think everyone's thinking it, but they're too kind.
Exactly. Unlike Matt. Matt, get a filter, mate. I mean, for God's sake. No, I'm joking. I like to joke with you guys, okay? It's a joke. It's a joke.
Oh man.
Partially.
Troy,
So anyway, Dan.
Hang on. I think my new favorite thing is just whenever we have something like apologetic to say, we just get this little piano bit.
It's so good. Crispy, I have something terrible to tell you. Something sad to tell you.
Oh gosh.
I don't like you.
Looking for some
You're just proving my point even more now, man. Okay, Dan said, Russell is the best showrunner. Juggling 3 shows before shared universes were really even a thing proves that. But I do think Moffat is the best writer. I'd write more, but Spotify comments suck. They do. You know?
Yeah.
Apple podcast listeners are struggling with the video. Spotify podcast listeners are struggling with the amount of characters in the Q&A. We all have our struggles in life.
It's just a big old struggle.
Life is just a big old struggle. It's sad. It's really sad. Albie said, Rusty Davies purely for nostalgia. Basic answer, but I can remember the times when I was in nursery, not an exaggeration as well, watching his era on DVD. You know, when someone says something like that, like, oh, I was in nursery watching Doctor Who with Russell, it just makes me feel more conscious of my age. I'm like...
Mate, I'm way older than you.
I was only 7 when I started watching Doctor Who, so I wasn't that much older, but it still makes me go, nursery? What?
I don't know how old I was, actually, now that I think about it.
Well, how old were you in 2010? Do the math.
What is it now? 2023?
It is indeed.
I'll come back to you.
Just take 13 off your age, mate. It's really... Come on.
I'm 13 then.
There you go. You were 13.
Or 12.
You were Jodie Whittaker? Artie Zone said, I honestly don't think I can choose. Moffat is my favourite writer, however, Rusty Davies massively oversees a grand story across his series. It's very, very true. I would say Stephen can have a pretty grand story across his series, though. I don't think that's unique to Russell. I don't know. Whereas Dillabill has said, RTD, Docky Who, Sarah Jane Adventures, and T. I mean, he's written Docky Who,
Torchwood?
SJA, and T. Obviously, just can't be bothered typing the whole thing out. Lazy. Oh, audience crispy. Disgraceful. All these shows running at the same time with series arcs having in-universe consequences. The companions feel well-rounded with family dynamics and villains feel like real threats.
Yeah,
Again,
all valid.
I agree, but I feel like it's almost undermining Moffat to say that he didn't have some of those things because some good Moffat villains really did feel like threats. So...
Yeah,
I feel like I'm
absolutely,
backing
but I
Moffat
feel
a bit too much here, man. I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, no, I was about
Change
to back RTD because I think he nailed the family dynamics and stuff. I think he absolutely nailed that.
Well, and finally, hang on. Okay, 342 billion, 82,390,087 polls said, go and read our previous
gosh.
comment now. So I've just brought up their previous comment for episode 73. And they said, Crispy, are you really Australian? Take this quiz to find out. So are you ready for this?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yep,
Mini
let's
quiz.
go.
Do you want to get the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire knockoff music on? Okay. Do you remember Atmosphere?
Atmosphere?
Yeah, spelled like Atmos and then fear.
No.
Okay.
I don't know what that is.
Do you see Papadopoulos everywhere?
Papadopoulos?
I don't know what they are.
No. I don't know what that
If
is
you answered
either.
yes to both, Australia exists and so do you. Therefore, you do not exist. Australia is a lie. And I am currently having I've got schizophrenia. Like you're just another of my personalities or something, you know?
Oh my gosh.
You're not real.
I'm not Australian.
I've manifested you as a piece of my conscience. It's not schizophrenia. Which one's the one with? It's what's the name for it? Dissociative identity disorder. The thing that Moon Knight has. You're just another personality. I'm Mark Spector, and you're what's the other guy's name? I can't remember. I can't remember the Moon Knight.
Poe Dameron.
Poe Dameron. Yeah. There you go. Perfect. So, Crispy Pro is not real. He's actually a Red Archer Live experiment.
I'm just AI generated.
They just hit 30k subscribers on YouTube, by the way. So can we get a round of applause for Crispy? Round of applause. Round of applause, baby. Round of applause. Come on. Round of applause. Woo! Well done, Mr. Chris.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Proud of you.
Thank you very much.
All right.
I appreciate it.
So there you go. We've got this episode already has more content on the RDD versus Moffat debate than the actual episode, says Professor Evil Pictures.
Yes.
Do you know what? On that note, we're going to end that there. Thank you for listening to episode 75 of Who's There, a Doctor Who.
Bye.
No. I think that it just proves that our audience is better at this than we are.
Yeah.
Wow, you agreed to that.
I'm not debating that. I'm not debating that
surprised.
fact.
I'm surprised. Okay. Crispy, it's time for our
Yeah, mate.
favourite weekly feature. Hit that jingle. For me.
Oh my gosh, here we go. Oh, no we don't.
Whenever you're ready.
And here we go. It's ball time.
Hell yeah, baby. Last week, we actually asked you about the TARDIS, because I did make a joke, and I said, if they don't reveal the TARDIS interior by the end of August, that would be why this episode came out, episode 74. And we said
look
hashtag
what
blame
they
the BBC.
did.
Can we get some hashtag blame the BBC in the chat, please? Obviously,
hashtag
sarcastically.
blame the BBC.
We love you. We love you. Apart from the lack of marketing sometimes for Jodie's era. Anyway, so last week, I thought, you know what? We'll take this whole little... Oh, no. A package has been detected in front of my front door. Are we doing this? Are we doing this?
Now, right at the poll time? I can't even
literally
adjust
happened
the
last
poll
week.
on the
Crispy,
screen.
stall him.
I can't. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, hi everyone. Welcome back to the Crispy Hour of Power. We hope you're all doing very, very well. So, last time this happened, we just listed off some various fun facts, and I was reading something today that absolutely shook me to my core. Now, where is the elevator music? Here we go. There we go. This seems better. A freestyle rap. I don't know if the beat actually syncs to my voice, but we can try. I'll tell you a fun fact, everyone. Okay. Yeah. So I was doing some research on Google today. Yeah. So the fact that I found... Oh, Troy's coming back. Oh, okay. The fact that I found was that Torchwood were going to have a musical done by the guys from ABBA. Okay, cool.
All I heard was musical done by the guys from ABBA, and I'm very confused as to what the hell just happened in the last 2 minutes.
There's a fun fact. Do you want a fun fact I learned today? I was going to do a freestyle rap, but I froze.
You froze?
Well, I was going to do a freestyle rap, but I couldn't do it.
Wow.
But I read today that Torchwood was so popular that the two guys from ABBA, Bjorn, I can't remember their names, but they were going to do a Torchwood musical. Russell T Davies had asked them to do a Torchwood musical.
What?
Yeah, it's a real thing. I can send you the BBC article if you want to see it.
I don't think I want to BBC that.
Look up Torchwood BBC musical and Torchwood ABBA BBC musical. I was shocked by this fact.
What? According to a new book. Oh, is this in the writer's tale?
Yeah, it was in the writer's tale.
Of course it was.
He's
Benny
a
and
revealing
Bjorn.
boy.
That's their names. Benny and Bjorn. There you go. Well, you know what. So anyway, I've taken the package in, so all done. So thanks,
That's
Mum.
good.
Thank you for that.
Gotta take care of your package,
Blame
mate.
Mum. Hashtag blame my
Blame your
mum.
mum.
There you go. Blame Troy's. That's the new hashtag. Don't.
No, we're not.
She's
No,
lovely.
I'm
Okay.
cancelling that.
So, Crispy. Should we
Yeah,
do
mate.
our actual poll now? I love
Yes.
the timing, man. I love the timing.
Yes.
So,
of course.
to follow on from the debate of should we see the 14th Doctor's TARDIS, I know there's been leaks out there. I know there's some cheeky little people been taking pictures inside of TARDISes and sharing them a few months ago. Very naughty people. Okay? If you shared them, Crispy, then you're part of the problem. It is
I didn't
you.
share them. I took them, mate.
You are the problem. It's you. Okay?
Stop Taylor Swifting.
I will do whatever I want. Okay? If you want to talk about the unit helipad, I will talk about you being an anti-hero.
Oh,
So,
unit helipad.
We asked you, do you actually want to see the 14th Doctor's TARDIS before the 60th specials, or would you rather... Why is it ringing again? There's someone else at the door! A different person! A different person!
Ladies and gentlemen, I would just like to apologize on behalf of Troy and myself, because not only was it a few minutes ago that we apologized for last week's interruptions and antics, but it seems to be some kind of self-fulfilling prophecy where we have interruptions now, right this very second. And Troy leaves it with me to fill. He doesn't want to cut this out. He doesn't want to cut any of this out. He'll leave this all in, I can guarantee that. And he's laughing. He's laughing. He's sitting there watching this in the edit, letting it go by without pressing cut. He's left it all in, and I can respect that. And what I ask of you is if you could just stick with us, please. We are a good podcast. After the 60th, things will be different, but it's been dry. There's been no Doctor Who news at all. At all. What are we doing? I don't know. People are... Oh, here we go. Thank goodness. He's back. He's back.
I had to thud my phone on the
yeah.
desk because I'm so annoyed.
What was it? Was it another package?
2 more parcels! Crispy, I don't know what the hell is going on today, but I am very upset. Okay?
Interesting.
Julia Kate, I think this is secretly a bit and there's no one at the door. I wish it was, Julia. I wish it was, because I would be leaping up and down, taking in parcels, making me even more hot and sweaty than I already am in the middle of this blooming heat wave.
Heatwave.
Crispy, do you see this? See this?
Stop bringing the 3D printed gun out.
It cost me a bit of money for a cosplay and I haven't used it for a while, so I just like to make it practical. All right, hang on. Here you go. Your Series 6 loving backside will like this. How about this one, huh?
Yeah, that's a bit better.
Right.
That's a bit
so,
better for me.
finally, we asked you, it's a 10-minute segment, we asked you, if we get one more delivery, I'm ending the podcast.
Hang on, Troy. Troy, sorry.
I really don't care. We asked
I've
you
got a
if
package.
you want
I've
to
got a
see the
package at my
TARDIS
door.
reveal before or during the 6th anniversary specials, and here are the results. So, the majority of you, as expected, said keep it a secret, which is the right call. I agree. I agree. He's literally leaving the room and with a box with him so he can pretend that he's doing a delivery. We're just going to not acknowledge it just to annoy him. So, yes, on YouTube, out of 377 votes, 85% said keep it secret. And on Spotify, out of 33 votes, 88% said keep it a secret. So, exactly as I expected, people keeping it secret for the 6th anniversary specials. I don't think we need that revealed before the episodes air. I don't think it's necessary. I think it's nice to keep these things secret. So, well said, everyone. Well said. Crispy, you alright there?
Yeah. So no one wants it to be revealed before?
No. Well, I mean, 15% on YouTube and 12% on Spotify, but we're not going to talk about those people. They're irrelevant to our argument. No, sorry.
Yeah, cool. All right. I got my package. It's all good.
So now we're talking about Series 12 of Doctor Who. Okay? Series 12.
All right.
It's time. Okay?
Ooh.
I feel like I've been thrown a bit off piece because I've been up and down twice. I'm not in the zone anymore, Crispy. You got to get me in the zone. Can you help me out here?
You want to get in the zone for
I want to
Series
get in the
12?
zone. Can you get me in the zone?
All right, let's go.
Wait, did somebody say timeless child?
Oh, yeah.
Baby, 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 you are the timeless child, the timeless child.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, Series 12. We're talking about it today. Thank
We
you
are.
very much.
We are.
Thank
And
you
while you
very
played that, my
much.
mum just messaged me and said, did you get the delivery? If so, thank you. So I've just put 4 packages in 5 minutes. The poll was a mess. She just put, what the heck? Did you cut it out? It's live!
We're doing it live. We're doing it
did you cut it out? I wish. I wish. Also, I will just say, by the way, you throwing the box over the back of your head was quite cool. I said to the chat I was going to ignore you holding the package, but you throwing that was quite cool. You did look pretty good. So, back to our main screen. That's the intro sequence. There we go. I clicked the wrong thing for a second there. Crispy, I think we start this like we do normally. Okay? And we start with a score. What would you give Series 12 out of 10? Because we like to give a score before, and then we like to review it later. Okay? As a whole series, the good, the bad, the bating, that's not in here, but it's just what I wanted to call it instead of the ugly. What do you... I mean, I could have said the good, the bad, the fingers, but that would have been a bit weird. So what would you give it out of 10?
Troy, it's actually a really hard question for this because I don't know, because I think last episode we discussed that at the bottom of your series ranking, if you had to rank all the series of Doctor Who, you put series 11 down the bottom.
Yes.
And I argued I put series 12, but I don't think there's a bad season of Doctor Who in the revival era, and I don't think you think that either.
I think your opinion sucks.
So if I had to I don't know. There's some really, really good stuff in Series 12. I enjoy the opener, Fugitive, even the finale, and Haunting Villa Diodati is like the gold standard of the Whittaker era. So, look, if I'm going to have to give it a score now, I'm going to give it 6.5 to 7. It's in there. I don't know. Troy?
Okay.
Troy's thoughts?
I was thinking 7, maybe 7.5. Because Series 12, I think, is the biggest example of very high highs, but also pretty low lows. Like, there are a few things I have some big issues with in Series 12 that kind of counterbalance the really good stuff, like, as you say, Haunting of Villa Diodati. And one of the lows is not the Timeless Charge. I'll put that out there right now. I think the Timeless Charge is one of the most interesting things about the series, and we'll get there later. But I think, I don't know. I don't know. I think personally, there's a lot to say. There's a lot to say about Series 12. I think we're just gonna get straight into it. Okay.
Say it. What are your thoughts?
Troy's thoughts.
Overall.
Troy's thoughts.
I
actually was gonna do a Troy's thoughts video on Starfield, but I never got around to doing it. Maybe I'll still do it. We'll see. Maybe I'll just do what. Did you see that video that was trending of a YouTuber who literally screamed at his mic for 3 minutes because it let you pick your pronouns in Starfield?
No.
I'm not kidding. It's one of the people who was really angry about Doctor Who during the Jodie Whittaker run, so it's so funny seeing him pop out and get roasted for
weird
this.
Weird how that checks out.
It really does check out. It does check out. Like, he literally screamed, because it literally, for context, everyone, just to mention this very briefly, just in case you want to know about how stupid some people are, literally in your character creator in Starfield, for literally 3 seconds, it's like, do you want people to call you he, she, they? That's it. And apparently that's enough for him to take his headset off and rant, literally scream so much that you can hear the blood vessels bursting for 3 minutes.
I don't understand.
That's the average YouTuber Jodie Whittaker hater. And that's why I am so disgusted that kind of thing was something I watched like 3 or 4 years ago. We don't talk about it. I don't know why the hell it was.
No, unfortunately, like, it still exists. Like, even when I put up the thing about Yasmin Finney on my community tab, the amount of anti-trans comments I got, and I was like, I thought my subscribers were a bit better than that. And I'm hoping that, like, this community post reached out further than the core 30k that we have.
Yeah.
But anyway, it doesn't. We don't have.
People will be like that anyway. I posted about them adding female characters to Payday 3 and being like, "Oh, I'm really glad that we got a bit of diversity. It's not just all blokes." Like, why does diversity matter? Just put the best. I was like, literally, just saying I like that there's women. Like, what's the problem? So it is topical that I mentioned that though, because it was during Series 12 that I was watching some of this stuff, and it's.
No,
we're
that's
not.
an interesting.
We're not
point.
going there.
It's
Like the guy who screamed about pronouns was one of the people whose videos I was watching, which is not. I don't think I've ever mentioned which ones I watched. I'm very careful about saying that because I'm hideously embarrassed about it. I've said that before because it was just... That was the first Doctor Who YouTube content I saw. I didn't even realise there was a big group of stuff beyond that. And then I came across like you and other people.
Should have watched me, bro.
I did, and that's why I asked you to be on the Redcast. But that's the thing.
Yeah,
it's hate content drives on YouTube. That's the problem. I saw someone talking about that on my Discord earlier about how people will like belittle Doctor Who to hype other things up. And I'm like, yeah, it's just because hate sells. So this was a series that came out right in the midst of all that. It was actually a really weird time to be a Doctor Who content creator during this time, because Series 11 had happened and it was so different to everything that was before. It tried something fresh, and of course it had a female lead,
and like it was just the weeds had already sprouted at that point, shall we say?
They had.
And so when this series was coming around, we had a whole gap year in between, I'm pretty sure. So
which was arguably
was
worse.
fun.
Like, just we talked about this with Moffat, like that the scheduling was not great. Chris Chibnall's scheduling was horrific. And I say what I said last week, it's not down to the showrunner. Like, so we don't blame him for it. We don't blame Mr. Chris for this. Oh, that was a great rhyme. Wow, I love that. But
bars.
Like, it really didn't help. It didn't help the situation. And
no,
the problem you've got is, like, there seems to be this kind of conversation where people go, oh, so because they tried something different, you can't criticize it. It's like, no, you can criticize the era. Everyone has their problems with it. My mum has said to me that she likes Jodie's run, but she does think the writing wasn't quite as strong. Like, she honestly just said to me before, like,
completely fine.
what if Russell had written for Jodie? Would the story be better? It's like, they probably would be stronger. Doesn't make what we had with Jodie bad. I really liked her era. But, like, it's almost like it was like a hot potato thing where you couldn't really say anything without it just going into a massive argument. It's still a bit like what Doctor Who Twitter is like at times now. But
yes,
really during Series 12, it was at its peak, especially when Orphan 55 came out. It was just...
Oh my gosh. I'll never forget. I'll never forget that weekend.
Yeah.
Never forget that
That's the
weekend.
thing, like, I really, like, watching some of that at the time, I was like, wow, this really is the worst episode. I still think it probably is the worst episode. I've likened up to it a bit since, but I do still really hate the lecture at the end of that episode.
It's
which
so passable up until the last 5 minutes, and you're like, oh, you're
And again, I said before,
here.
I don't hate it because it's a lecture, because, like, it is a bit of an educational thing, and they were clearly doing what William Hartnell did.
Yeah.
It's, as I said, it's because Nerdcube mentioned it in his Doctor Who podcast, and it was a really good point. Like, it fundamentally misunderstands the idea of time travel in Doctor Who.
Yeah,
because she goes. We can talk about. We just talk about Orphan 55. Let's just go into this. Let's get this one out of the way first. Like I've said it before.
Hang on. Can we get some bennies in the chat? This is the most appropriate time.
Okay,
this is the most appropriate time,
fine.
Troy. This is like peak time to do this.
Yeah.
Benny.
Because the idea, I've said this a couple of times before, so if you've heard me say this before, then I apologise, because you hear me repeat myself. The only real issue that I have with Orphan 55, apart from the dregs literally just being copies of the Hoiks from Love and Monsters, we'll stand by that until the cows come home. They look the exact blooming same. There's no difference between them. So there's that. But they do look cool. They were some of the creepiest monsters they added to Doctor Who. Really wish they didn't show them in daylight as much, though. Because the opening shots of them in the shadows, seeing like the teeth and like the saliva and stuff, that was so uncomfortable. I loved that. So good. Didn't hate that there was a cat girl. People really seem to be annoyed about that. She was just another cat in Doctor Who.
Yeah. Oh my gosh! I mean, people. Oh, furries are in Doctor Who.
Furries in Doctor Who.
Have you seen?
Have you seen
New
Russell? Well, not Russell specifically. He's not a furry, but you know what I mean.
No, he's not. Well, we don't know.
Actually,
we simply don't know. But I mean, like, there was that whole in Gridlock was like, oh yeah, there's the kittens. Do you want to think? Imagine if that was happening in the
human woman and a male cat had kittens as kids.
Imagine for a second if Chibnall had, like, that was an original Chibnall idea. He would be roasted.
Imagine the YouTubers who moaned about Jodie's era, watching that at the time and going, huh, that's funny.
Yeah,
that's genuinely. Anyway, so my only issue is that Jodie's little 13's little kind of like lecture at the end. It's all well and good being like, oh yeah, we need to save the planet. Like, I'm glad that's in there, especially like Praxius was the biggest example of that because it made people uncomfortable, and that's kind of the point, saying that there's like we all have plastics inside of us. It's a bit in your face, but I don't think it was bad. I think it was necessary because I think that's an interesting thing for kids to go to their parents. Is that true, Mum, Dad? Do we have plastics in us? That's a debate, and that's a really cool thing. But if you're getting the concepts of time travel in the show wrong, I'm really getting the nerd glasses emoji here. She was like, this is just one possible future. It's not too late for you to change things and mean this is not how humanity ends up. No, unless you go back in time and you do something, that's the future. Yeah. That's what's happened. That's how you landed there. We're not talking parallel universes here. We did that with Rose and Rose being a dog in Pete's world. Like, we did that. We already did that. You need to go back and change it. So I appreciate that, but it's just like it loses me there because I'm like, I know what you're trying to do, but in terms of Doctor Who, it doesn't really land. You know, it doesn't really land. But I guess for the kids again, who would look to their parents and go, "Is this true?" That bit doesn't matter. I'm just a 24-year-old nerd sat in my bedroom without a girlfriend, moaning about how time travel is handled in a show. Like, realistically, it isn't that deep. But it's just like, since Nerdkey made that point, I've been like, he's really right. That wasn't handled well.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it's that good an episode, but
yeah, it's very. I don't look at it and think this is like, bad. I still don't think there's an unequivocally bad episode of Doctor Who other than Fear Her.
There we go. Thank you, Troy.
Every episode's got, like, its good sides to it. Fear Her's just weird for pacing. We've said that before.
Even Fear Her has... I like the... when the Doctor runs with the Olympic torch. Isn't that in Fear Her?
Yeah, that's all right. But it's ruined by having his chest
fun.
hair out. But we've said that about a million times. I think people are going to start thinking
I wouldn't say ruined.
David Tennant's chest hair like you're hung up on James Corden. So, yeah, I don't think it's an unequivocally bad episode. There's some things that don't make a lot of sense, like the security guard mum sacrificing herself and suddenly being there at the end, and also her and her daughter fighting off the dregs, Jodie going back to the TARDIS, and then them not going back to, like, save them or something. She's just like, no, I'm going to tell you about global warming, but those two people, they're dead. Don't worry about them. They're like, I need to tell you about global warming. Like, forget them. They don't matter. Like, there's some choices that are weird, but I still wouldn't look at 155 and go, that's a pile of garbage.
I think they also wasted James Buckley, you know, like the In-Betweeners actor.
See, I didn't bat an eyelid at that because I've never found the In-Betweeners that funny. I just...
Oh, well...
Which probably is like a sacrilegious thing to say in the UK, but I just...
That is crazy. That is wild.
I never watched it when it was out, and I just look at it now and I'm like, I think I already outgrew the target audience for it. I don't think it's... Because I don't have that nostalgia. I watch it and I go...
Well, regardless, he is a comedic actor, and I don't think he was given like 5 lines in the thing,
he wasn't given much to do.
and none of them were funny. So, there you go.
Isn't humour subjective, Crispy?
Humour is subjective, yes.
There you go. Okay, so we've talked about a bad. It's balanced between the good and the bad, because I've got the next bad.
Let's have some good.
Okay,
let's have some
I don't
bad
want to do
then.
that. I don't want to do that yet.
Oh, you don't?
We are not average, bald British YouTuber screaming about pronouns. We are here to talk about the good as well, Crispy. I still find that so funny. It was like just seeing him and being like, I know him. He was annoying about Doctor Who, and now everyone's flaming him. I was like, oh. I literally was like, I kicked back.
Is my boyfriend,
I took my chair,
baby.
Crispy. I pulled it back like that. I got the popcorn out, and I was like, oh, delicious. You know, I was like, oh, brilliant. So, yeah, I think the next good we should talk about are the best episodes. Okay? Now, I know obviously Timeless Child's a separate thing, but Haunting of Villa Diodati, you mentioned that to begin with.
Oh my gosh.
Crispy, tell the viewing and listening audience why you love the Haunting of Villa Diodati so much.
Well, here's the thing. With Series 12, they very much hyped up what was going on. We had the surprise reveal of Sacha Dhawan. We had them hyping up Orphan 55, which was probably a bad thing. And then we had the big reveals of Fugitive of the Jadoon. Like, there were a lot of big surprises. And with Haunting of Villa Diodati, I was not expecting much going into it at all. We had the teeny tiny little seed of an idea of the lone Cybermen, as per Jack's warning in The Fugitive of the Jadoon.
Yeah, we haven't even mentioned Captain Jack coming back.
Yeah, that was huge. That was massive.
Insane.
But so they mentioned that, and all of us assumed that was going to be like a big thing in the finale. You know, we saw the trailer. We had this idea that was all going to happen in the finale, and Haunting of Villa Diodati starts off so strong. We have the whole fam, and that looks like they're really I don't know. It feels like a really fun story to start off with. I've always loved the scene when they're all doing that choreographed dance, and that there's like the dialogue bouncing between them, and we're trying to figure out what's going on, and we're learning who's who. And then out of nowhere, it is revealed that like the lone Cyberman is here and means trouble, and this is what we've been leading up to. It was like one of the biggest oh my gosh moments in a season full of oh my gosh moments, and I just thought it was a really strong story, and it has one of Jodie's best performances as the Doctor, when she gives that amazing speech that Troy will say for you now.
Because sometimes this team structure isn't flat, it's mountainous, with me in the summit in the stratosphere alone. Just give you a little bit of it, just a tiny bit of it.
That's good. It's such a good speech.
She's so good.
Because I think a lot of people, probably rightly so, like, Jodie is like such an optimistic doctor. Like, her whole thing, the whole era of her is just hope, which is great. But Jodie is like, she can really, really do anger well as well. And we see that in the finale, but we also get like a glimpse of it here. And I feel like it lands really, really well in this episode. And so yeah, it's a top tier episode. Absolutely a top tier episode.
Yeah, agreed. Shad is like one of the most amazing creations of like a villain in Doctor Who. I think the idea of a half-converted Cyberman who still has a little bit of that kind of like morality almost, but not quite. still has a bit of the emotion, but it's kind of like channeling it into hate, a bit like a Dalek.
Yeah.
Like the kind of the way that works is so fascinating to me. And I mean, you can argue whether the Cybermen have been good or bad, or badly used, over like the previous 11 series and different stories. But like, whether you know it or not, the Cybermen are very like typical. When they show up, they want to either kill people or upgrade them. It's one or the other. They kind of have the same goal, whatever happens. And it felt like it was just seeing a twist on that, something new and something different. And I think the way it was written and executed was brilliant. And we have to again give credit to Maxine Alderton for that, because I don't think it wasn't Maxine Alderton and Chris Chibnall. It was just Maxine Alderton.
I think it's just Maxine. I'm sure that she would have been given the note by Chibnall. Yeah, be like, you need a shot in there, please. But she just went for it, and I think one of the strongest writers of the Chibnall era would happily have her back in RTD2.
I think one of the strongest writers in Doctor Who.
Full stop.
Yeah, full stop. Like, she's up there.
Yeah.
Because you have like your Stephen Moffat, your Rusty Davies, but like in terms of like guest writers, if you were to rank them out, like I don't remember every guest writer's name. I'll be completely frank with you, but I guarantee you, Maxine Alderton would be in the top 3, if not at the top spot.
Yeah, she comes up
really
in the conversation for sure.
Like in terms of non-showrunner writers, she's probably at the top. Because like
I agree.
She was so good with Haunting of Villa Diodati and Village of the Angels. She just knows how to write good Who, and I really think if Russell doesn't bring her back at some point, it will be a wasted opportunity, because she was amazing. She was very, 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 very good. And
absolutely, yeah, happily have her back.
And like the whole episode was just brilliant. I think it really, like, it used some of the companions better. I don't quite remember what Ryan was doing in this episode, which is something to speak for the larger series, and that is the bad we'll get to in a minute.
Yeah.
But like Graham had his little bit with like the haunting of like the ghost that we don't get an answer to, which I kind of like in a way.
Haunting.
It's like
as do I.
Yeah, it's like
it's so good.
The ghost's real. It's like almost like a non-issue compared to everything else in the episode, and he's just like, what? So did I see a ghost then? She's giving me cheese and ham sandwich or something, you know? Like, I just love that bit. I love that Mandip gets the little conversation with Mary Shelley, and it's one of the first big kind of like Thasmin hints as well, which you may not pick up on at the time. But, like, especially looking back, you go,
oh my gosh.
Oh, because she says my person's a bit different. Because Mary Shelley's talking about, like, Percy and how he's a bit, a bit strange, bit odd, but she loves him, blah, blah, or whatever it was. I can't remember exactly what she says. And she goes, do you have a person like that? And Yaz is like, my person's a bit different. And it's like,
yeah.
Are you saying you're besties? Or are you saying that you,
who you like?
You know, are you saying,
a little bit of Docky Who?
Are you saying that you're not a bad date? You know what I mean?
Not a bad date, am I?
So like they get moments as well. I like this focus on some companion stuff as well, and Jodie just gets some absolutely amazing bits to do, especially with the Shad.
Absolutely,
it's a great episode, and I think probably out of all the episodes, that's probably the best one. Probably.
Yeah.
It's hard because I love Future of the Judoon. Future of the Judoon is absolutely brilliant, but
it's fun. I think popcorn.
Part of what makes
haunting
Future of the
cinema
Judoon so good is the shock value. And it's
yes.
not even a shock that wears off. It's still like an amazing oh my god moment, even when you know what's coming, which is great. But I don't feel like Haunting of Villa Diodati is good because of shock moments. It's a great shock moment when you see the lone Cyberman, but everything else is just the plot. It's the plot is like, oh wow, this is fantastic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, for the love of who just mentioned, Ryan gets challenged to a duel in Haunting of Villa Diodati. So yeah, the companions all have a key moment. I swear Ryan did have something happening in the episode, but it just couldn't come to mind for some reason.
The one thing he did all series.
Yeah, well that and be like, Orphan, I'll get my basketball in the hoop next time, and then just 10 episodes later with absolutely no setup, swish.
It's such a shame because he's definitely a talented actor, but my goodness, he did not need to be in series 12.
Let's get there in a minute. Mate, because So, Future of the Judoon, we've literally had people commenting, by the way, recently, who've been like, why are you guys so mean on Captain Jack? Why do you guys... Let's just say it right now. John Barrowman's not made it easy. That's all it is. That's all it is.
No.
Okay? This is the man who went to see a film in the cinema, didn't like it, came back out and demanded the cinema refund him.
No, it's a shame.
I will never
forget
that he did that. Like, it's just like the most entitled thing. Like, it's not the main problem with him. It's just like that is like tantamount to how his behavior's been the last couple of years. We're not going into it because it's a whole thing.
We've restated it a million times.
Look it up if you want to know.
We'll separate the art from the actor.
Exactly. And Captain Jack turning up. I remember because I don't think I quite watched the episode live. I think we were like 20 minutes behind. So like. Yeah. I went to sit down with my mum and I was like, there is something trending on Twitter with relation to Doctor Who. And if it's what I think it is, I'm going to lose my mind. Because it was like 2,000 tweets, Captain Jack, and I was like, that can't be no, he wouldn't, no. And then you hear, don't, seriously, not a muscle, and you go, what?
Did you, so you had it slightly spoiled for you?
Yes, I did. My mum didn't, but I did.
Oh, you poor thing. I remember I was watching it, in, like, how do I don't even know if I can show you this. So I have my second monitor here. I don't know if I can show you it. It's like, it's a really small monitor.
The green screen on your palm. Are you ever going to turn that off?
No, I won't. Anyway, I've got a really, really small monitor here. And I was watching it in my bed, and like I could barely see the episode. Not like now when I have this beautiful big projector in my room and I can watch Doctor Who properly. But I was watching the episode, and you know, I really enjoyed the week before with Nikola Tesla, which is something we can talk about as well. But I wasn't expecting much from this. I was like, oh yeah, the Jejun are back. Yeah. But then as soon as I heard that, oh my gosh, I freaked out. I was like pacing up and down the room, being like, yo, what is happening here? What is
like
going
me
on?
with Anakin yesterday. It's like, pating.
So yeah. Everyone in the chat, let us know what your reaction
And like
was
he was
when that
just
happened.
as good. Like it was just Captain Jack all over again.
Oh,
Absolutely
yeah.
brilliant.
No.
Like amazing. And I was sad to see him not show up again later in series 12. It felt like that was where it was going, but then you kind of realize he was giving a warning because he wouldn't be there, and then he showed up later.
Yeah.
Anyway. I love how people already
show up
started
later.
theorizing, being like, why is he in a slightly different, like, why is he in the, like, a challenge for a different week of Doctor Who? Like, he was in a challenge video on YouTube, and it was like, he looked slightly different to how he did in Fugitive, and they were like, is he
Hang on a
in a
second.
different episode? And then, of course,
people kind of,
so.
yeah.
Um,
Unless you're bloody George Sheard, Ace Creeper, let's just
yeah,
shout him out for a second.
Set.
Yeah, he got invited to the set and had the whole reveal spoiled for him.
Yeah, I think in that case it'd be worth it, wouldn't it?
It would be worth it.
It would be worth it. It would be worth it. But yeah, so that episode was brilliant. But also, just like one of my favorite things about that episode, almost inconsequential. The Jejun mouth movements were on top form. Like, they actually moved now. I think it might have been a bit of CGI, like with the Sea Devil stuff, but it felt like they were actually saying what
I think it looked
you
better
were
than
hearing.
the Sea Devils, most definitely.
Oh, wait, no. I mean, like, in the way that they had a bit of CGI to touch up the Sea Devils, like, when they were talking, because they were, like, bloating their necks. That same kind of tech, maybe, to move the mouth in time with the words. But it actually looked perfect, unlike the Sea Devils, where it was a bit like, I know what you're doing, but it's all right. Like, in Smith and Jones, the mouth movements are pretty close, but you can tell it's just a thing where they're like, open, move a bit to the side, open. Like, you can tell, you can see the elastic bands behind the camera that are, like, stretching to make that happen. Whereas in Fugitive, I was watching it like, that's really blooming good. That's really well done. I remember being really blown away by that. The second that, like they took the helmet off and the mouth started moving, I was like, wow, okay, that's great. So, that was amazing.
There's some good practical stuff in
Crispy.
Series 12. Yeah, mate.
Ruth, the Fugitive Doctor. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Great. Just a missed opportunity because like after Series 12, she just becomes the cameo Doctor. It's nothing.
She
but
does,
cameos
and I
from
think
here on out.
I wouldn't mind that, except every cameo that she has, she's not there as herself. She's either a flashback or a hologram or a manifestation of consciousness. Like, we only see her in the flesh properly in that episode. Which is a shame. It's a wasted opportunity, and like, and not even because I know people are arguing about, oh, you know, it's the first like Black Doctor. That's a big thing. They need to be championing that. That is true, but even just separating that, the fact that they were like, here's a new Doctor, and they don't really play into that. Like, it's not like John Hurt's War Doctor, because he was very much there as a one and done thing. They explored everything he needs to know. He didn't need to show up again. Whereas
exactly.
Fugitive,
that whole thing.
It felt like that Doctor was used more as a plot device than an actual Doctor, which worked for that episode, but it never being really followed up on and giving us a concrete answer, I do think was a waste, realistically.
Yeah, no, I'll agree with you there, but regardless, as we say, great performance.
Oh, Joe Martin was absolutely fantastic.
It has us wanting more, so that
says it all, right? Yeah, and I still, she's still somebody I desperately need to meet. I'm like, the next con she does, I'll make sure I go and get some photos.
Absolutely.
You know,
absolutely. Should be great. Should be absolutely great.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. didn't even mention, folks, the big Comic-Con news. Karen Gillan is going to London Comic-Con in November. I just realised I never mentioned it. She's extremely expensive. We're not going to talk about that. But I was already going to that Comic-Con anyway to meet the Emperor, Ian McDiarmid. So, let's just say I am selling some more pop vinyls. I am making it work. And if anyone's going to... I legitimately am selling pop vinyls to make this work. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, get it done.
But, yeah, if anyone's going to London Comic-Con in November, you know, feel free to say hi. I'm also, by the way, in case anyone ever wants to meet me at a con, I'm going there, and I'm also going to Liverpool Comic Con in October. So if anyone ever sees me at a con, please come and say hi. That would be lovely. Same with Crispy in Australia. I mean, you got people coming up to you, didn't you? Which was lovely.
Yes. Yeah, no,
exactly.
I met some really, really cool people.
We don't
at,
bite. We're nice
cons
people. Apart from when
stuff.
you say to Crispy that you don't like Australians, or you mention shrimps or barbies, he gets very upset.
Or Series 6 opener.
Sucks. I said that purely to annoy you. There you go. But yeah, so Karen, I just thought I'd mention that because I realised, like, Doctor Who conventions, I was like, yeah, Karen Gillan. Because my mum said she read something online saying she'd not been to a UK convention in, like, 10 years. I was like, that can't be true. There's no way that's true. And I looked up on, like, I think it's called RosterCon, it, like details, previous appearances. It only went back to, like, 2016, but they were all American. Like, every Comic-Con she'd been to in the last half a dozen plus years was in America.
Well, she lives there now.
Exactly. So I was, like, looking, going, so she's not... Wow. Like wow. Like, so she's probably going to sell out, I would imagine.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, though, it's Showmasters, and as I've said, they may have got a bit better, but bear in mind for anyone who wants to go, Showmasters do not let you buy autographs ahead of time. So as a warning now, this is a PSA. I don't know if we have, like, an alarm sound effect. If you want a Karen Gillan autograph...
Last week had an alarm sound effect.
Oh, that's very true. We did. But just for anyone wondering, if you do want to meet Karen Gillan, you want an autograph, either A, buy the Diamond Pass. It's hideously expensive, and it's a massive buy-in, but it does give you a much better chance. Well, guarantees it, otherwise you'd be begging for a refund. Or B, get to the con so early that it isn't even sunlight, because the way they operate it is they give you tickets when you get to the con, and, like, obviously they have to prioritise Diamond Passes, and as they did with Jodie, they sold far more passes than they should have done. So not many people who didn't buy a pass got an autograph with Jodie. So if you get there very early and get a raffle ticket, you should be okay. But if you get there any time after, like, 10 o'clock, you are screwed. Like, just realistically.
Yeah.
So... Please bear that in mind, because they just don't let you pre-order autographs, and I really don't know why. No other con does this. It's so dumb. But keep it in mind, folks. That's all I want to say.
Get on it.
Exactly. So there's your little PSA for the Comic-Con goers, because I want to make sure people don't get screwed over. Because like I said, my mum would have been screwed over by the Jodie thing had she not been coming along with me for the Diamond Pass thing. She wouldn't have got an autograph. So it's just very sucky. It's very, very sucky. So please bear that in mind. Anyway, that was a side note. Any other key episodes you want to talk about from Series 12 that are worth mentioning, Crispy? We've been going for like nearly now already. We got plenty more to talk about. Yeah, good.
Well, we've got like 1 million fan responses to read.
That's what I'm thinking about. We got a lot to read there.
I just want to say thank you to Series 12 for introducing us to Sacha Dhawan as well.
Oh, yeah. I've gone on record so many times about that twist being one of the best cliffhangers in all of Doctor Who. I don't need to say
fantastic.
It again. He is...
It's fantastic.
Absolutely amazing. A phenomenal actor and an absolutely triumphant master. And I really hope it's not the last we see of him. It probably will be, unless we get like a World Enough in Time where they bring back old masters. I think Russell, if he brings back the Master anytime soon, which he may well not. I mean, it's a very common thing. People do not want the Master back now. We've had a lot of the Master over the last like half a dozen years, so I understand people wanting a break. But if he does bring the Master back, I imagine it's going to be someone different. I do.
Yeah.
So. We'll see.
Not for a few years.
Yeah,
probably.
Flash forward to like Series 14, Episode 2. It's like, the Master's back! Oh, for goodness sake.
Oh, gosh. Turn it off.
Oh, honestly. Well, there's that mysterious character called the Duchess, right? Played by Indira Varma, I think is how you say her name. And people are like, is that the Rani?
Yeah, everyone's like, oh, Rani.
It's the Rani! It's the Rani! We've not seen her since Sylvester McCoy! Stop! Okay, maybe she is, but let's just like not theorize one thing for once, please. Okay?
Please. Hey, Troy, you want to read out some comments with me?
Yes, I do.
Let's do it.
Well, do we not want to talk about the more...
What?
I mean, I still have a bad to discuss and also a good. So do you want to do those first? Or do you
hit me with both of
things? It's up to you.
No, hit me with both of those.
All right.
Hit me with both of those.
All right. The other bad. Companions.
Oh.
The hell was going on there, man? What was going on?
Oh. I don't know.
We've said this already. Like, Graham and Ryan's grandfather arc was patched up at the end of Series 11. And there wasn't really anything to add to their characters in Series 12, aside from Graham being afraid that his cancer would come back, which was a one and done thing in one episode, and was also quite the debate online over the whole "I'm still socially awkward" thing. Do we want to touch on that, or are we just going to let that one go?
Well, I just think it was a really miscalculated scene.
I do too.
I understand what they were going for in hindsight, but as it was translated on screen, like, geez Louise.
Yeah, I was like,
Man.
ugh. There's several people who've said, like, I know Chris Chibnall's gone on record saying that he kind of tried to put some autistic traits into 13th Doctor. Kind of the Doctor's like a bit of like an autism identifying character. And I've seen a lot of people on Twitter being like, I'm autistic as well, and this is kind of like what I'd be. So like, I get what he was going for. I just think separate from that, the way it was portrayed was maybe not the best. I don't think it was the best message.
I don't think it was played very well.
The average viewer, like, you know what I mean? Like the average kid who goes, what am I supposed to say in that situation? It's like, you know, like just some words of hope and often the best thing, you know? And I feel like they could have been. I know what they were going for, with you on that.
I don't know, because 13 was so hopeful the whole series.
Yeah.
it doesn't make any sense.
Whatever.
But that's okay.
Point being, aside from that, and aside from, as I said, Ryan in the first episode being like, I'll get the basketball in next time, and then just magically threw a ball in the last episode and was like, swish! Is there anything that happens with those two characters, like, at all?
I don't know. I don't
think there's much that happens with Yaz realistically either, but like the what does happen with her, and again, it is one episode and done. But I think it's much better is the suicide, like as dark as is the suicide plot line from Can You Hear Me? Because that was so well done. I absolutely loved how that was done. With the police officer in the 50p being like, I'm telling you now, this will get better. And, I want you to come back to my door and give me a 50p. Was it for a coffee or something? I can't quite remember. She's like, you give me the 50p. And then it shows you her giving her the 50p later. Like, it was so phenomenally done. Like, that whole bit was amazing. But just generally, I think the cracks started to show with having too many companions in the Jodie era. Like, it was bad in Series 11, we said, because it felt like a balancing act that wasn't ever quite handled right overall. But in Series 12, a lot of the times it feels like they're just kind of there, which just sucks.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's a much more Time Lord Gallifrey Doctor focused series arc, which already doesn't help that situation.
Yeah,
then when you've
which
got
alienates
three
the
people
companions.
following you around that aren't doing much, it's like. I remember a YouTuber by the name of Crispy Pro did a video. It was like, why the fam doesn't work.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh.
That was a good video.
Yeah,
that was a good video. What it does. There was so much potential with it, and I think like everyone, the main point of that video was like introduce them slowly, individually, throughout those two series. You didn't need them. Like you could have had, like we've already said it a million times, have episode 1, The Woman Who Fell to Earth, play out exactly how it was, but maybe have just Ryan go off, and then Graham comes along, and then Yaz comes along. And then yada, yada, yada. And then kill them off one by one. Anyway, hashtag Crispy for showrunner. Hashtag Troy for executive showrunner.
I thought it was Troy for Doctor. Wow, okay. All right, sure.
Oh, yeah. Troy for Doctor. Whatever you want, mate. You can have it. All right. What's your good, then?
The good? Well, I wanted to talk about Timeless Child. I just thought we could talk about that for a little bit.
The what, sorry?
Oh, don't do it again. Not again. Not again. No, not again. Not again.
I'm kidding.
Not again. Not again. What do you think of the Timeless Child, Crispy?
The actual reveal?
Everything, the reveal of it, what it is, what it means.
Look, I'm indifferent about it. I think it will be one of those weird little things in Doctor Who's history. They recently addressed it in Doctor Who magazine, and they kind of like left it a bit ambiguous.
Yeah, some people say it began with the Timeless Child. Some people say it began with William Hartnell.
Which is exactly the way it's going to be played out, you know?
But I mean, to be fair, the Doctor did technically start with William Hartnell because that was when they were called the Doctor. They weren't called the Doctor during the Timeless Child stuff, so both work realistically.
Yeah, everything's fine. Everything's fine, guys. Don't even worry about it. I'm indifferent towards it.
I think the idea that it breaks and ruins the canon is something, I stood by, again, it was around the time watching all the people who were like trashing on it, so it didn't help, but I said to you at the time, I bounced between this is a cool twist to this is terrible to this is really good, and I've been at this is really good now for about 3 and a bit years. Because I really like that sometimes you get to find out a little bit more about a character. You get this kind of like interesting angle that's added to the character that gives you a bit more backstory, tells you something you weren't expecting, but it also doesn't necessarily feel shoehorned in. It's not like a thing of, do you know what, let's just add something about the Doctor. Like, it's an actual interesting concept that I thought was very kind of like indicative of the Time Lords. The Time Lords are not portrayed to be the best people in the world, like the higher up people of Gallifrey. And the idea that they found this kid and went, oh, they can regenerate. Let's just hijack that power and use it for ourselves. That seems very Time Lord. Like I can be like, I hear that and I'm like, that does not surprise me. Like I totally get it. And I think there was a debate for a while about how it ruined the legacy of William Hartnell, and I really don't think it does. And it's like what I just said, right? The Doctor became the Doctor with William Hartnell. That was the name they chose. It wasn't like Tecteun found that kid at the gateway and went, "You're called the Doctor now. You can regenerate, Giz." What wasn't how it worked. And I think
but Joe Martin was a pre-Hartnell Doctor.
Oh god, the debates about the future Doctor. I really, honestly, that's one thing I wish Chris Chibnall had just come out and said she's pre-Hartnell, because the amount of people who go she's before John Pertwee, and I'm like, what? Come on, man. Come on. It's just like debates over it, mad. Go on.
I've found a really, really interesting comment here from the Twitter about the Timeless Child.
Okay.
This is from Mark, and I want your thoughts on this.
Okay.
They said the Timeless Child was an attempt to add mystery to a character that, by defining the Doctor, instead took mystery and wonder away. So they're saying like the idea of the Timeless Child was to add mystery, but in doing so kind of took a bit of that mystery away. What do you think about that?
I disagree, because before that there wasn't really a mystery about where the Doctor came from. You can't.
The whole thing is, it's called Doctor Who.
Yeah, no. But like, we know the Doctor was born
show.
on Gallifrey, grew up a Time Lord, and stole a police box and ran away. There's not really a mystery as to, where did the Doctor come from? Who was the Doctor? No, they were just,
where did the Doctor come from?
Exactly.
Where did they go?
The Time Lord from Gallifrey. That was all we knew.
Where did they come from?
A mystery. It was just, that's a fact. We don't know much about it. I think it only added mystery, which was intriguing. I get what they're saying, but I just don't. I don't know.
I just thought it was an interesting comment.
Oh, very much. No. And also, the other big argument is about how it ruins the concept of regeneration. The idea of, why did Matt Smith be like, oh, I've run out of regenerations? Now, there's a couple of theories, because obviously the idea is the Timeless Child can regenerate infinitely. Now, option 1, the Doctor can still regenerate infinitely, which in a way is great, because it means that we never have to worry about explaining and running out of cycles again, if we ever get there. Which, to be fair, they may have already done that with Capaldi. They may have given him... Matt Smith another regeneration cycle is what he said, but it could have been like 50 generations. We don't know. Point being, that's option number 1. The Doctor can still regenerate infinitely. If that's the case, why did Matt Smith not know he could regenerate? Why did Matt Smith not suddenly start regenerating when he got too old? It may have been he was literally on death's door and would have started regenerating anyway, and the Time Lords just went, let's give this a bit of a nudge, and just sent some energy to kick it off. Do you know what I mean? It could have just been that. You can easily hand-wave that away.
Can you imagine trying to explain this to someone who had never seen Doctor Who before?
The other option, though, is that because we know obviously the Fugitive Doctor was like an agent for the Division, because people argue that we didn't find out enough about the Division. I think what we found out was more than adequate. I've seen people complaining going, we didn't know enough. No, we did. It's just they didn't give you every single answer. They left a bit of it open to interpretation, and I think that's fine.
Yeah.
But the idea that the Division was this early organisation of the Time Lords that was created so they could control aspects in the universe that they probably shouldn't have been doing, and the Doctor was an agent for them, and eventually was like, I'm not going there anymore. I'm not doing that. Actually, to be fair, that means the Doctor was the Doctor before William Hartnell. But our Doctor was William Hartnell onwards, because Joe Martin's Doctor had her mind wiped, right? That was the idea. She was brought out of Division.
Yeah,
like, we'll let you leave Division. Eventually they did, but they wiped her mind and made her a base Time Lord. It could have been when they did that and wiped her mind, they could have also done to her what they did to every other Time Lord in limiting the regenerations to 13.
Bruh.
They could have done it. They could have done it.
You amaze me.
You know, my mind's been baking on this stuff for like 3 years. Like, there are easily ways you can hand wave this stuff around, right? Which I know is very funny me saying that, despite me having a big issue with the whole time travel thing at the end of Orphan 55. In fairness, you can just hand wave that as well, so maybe that's not as big of an issue. But like, the point is, like, I think it's interesting we got this new bit of information about the Doctor. If you don't like it, you can just ignore it. It's a great thing. You don't have to sit here and be like, well, now we have to always think about the Timeless Child. You don't. If you're not that fussed by it, just forget it. You know, it is what it is. You can like people headcanon things all the time. But
yeah,
I think for people who, like me, who are just really interested about hearing a bit more about the character and getting a bit more of the intrigue and there being extra layers you didn't know about, I think that can only be a good thing. It's fascinating. So there you go. There's my thoughts.
Wow.
There's Troy's thoughts, Crispy.
Wow. Troy's thoughts. I'm glad you got that off your chest, mate.
Thank you.
I'm glad you got... Now, let's read some comments, please.
Let's do it. It's a big segment. So, I read out all the showrunner ones. I want you to give me the creme de la creme. What have the Crispy Pro Twitter followers been saying about Series 12?
Okay. This one is from Tom, and they have said, Series 11 was the soft restart, and Series 12 got us back into action. Spyfall was so exciting on first viewing, although it may be diverse. I really like this season for what it was. Absolutely. That's a good way to look at it. Series 11, that was the idea. Trying to restart, and then Series 12 really kind of kicked things up a gear in that way. Interesting.
Well said.
Interesting. This one is from Aria, and they've said, I love what it brings, but will always be a little sad that they didn't try to improve on what Series 11 attempted. It feels like a more cheeky nod to what matters in Doctor Who overall, and also gives so many brilliant layers to 13. I'm trying to figure out what they mean by didn't try to improve on what Series 11 attempted. What did it attempt?
To do no monsters, no returning monsters.
Yeah, I don't know.
Which don't try and improve on that, please. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Here we have a donation.
We do.
Conor
Conor McRae. Gorian Visnyk, I think is how you say his name. Goran Visnyk as Tesla is the best one episode performance in all of Doctor Who, hands down. Wow. So much passion in his presence made me watch Timeless. Oh, to show he's in, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, his performance as Nikola Tesla, like I think he said he went loads of research about it. Like,
underrated
his
episode,
Tesla was
and
absolutely amazing.
That was really standout. Like sometimes we get guest stars on
and Anjali Mahindra playing the Queen of the Skithrax, who was Rani in Surgeon Adventures.
Yes, Rani.
And also is Sacha Dhawan's girlfriend, which I love that there's like all these like different connections. I love this. I love this.
So there's a real spin-off universe.
Like how David Tennant's dating his daughter. I mean, what?
What? Huh?
Married to his daughter, the Doctor's daughter, who is also the daughter of the fifth Doctor. Like, Doctor Who really is. It's a big ball of wibbly wobbly, timey wimey families. There you go.
Stuff.
Stuff.
But yeah, great performance, great episode.
Agreed.
This one is from. Yes, thank you. This one is from Grace, and they say, I actually like the Timeless Children, and I think it does something amazing for the Doctor and the Master as characters. Shame no one else agrees. There's some people that would agree with you.
Hi. I do. By the way, I still stand by that as a concept. It would have been better if the Master was a timeless child. I stand by that. Which is an interesting thing for the Doctor. If you made it the Master, it also would have explained why he burnt all of Gallifrey. Because I still think him destroying the entire planet was very stupid when the Time Lords were the ones responsible. Like, even for a psychotic person like the Master, killing all the innocent people on Gallifrey. Because you got to remember, in case you don't know, not every person on Gallifrey is a Time Lord. That's like a class, a society. It's like the upper class Gallifreyans. Like, that is literally how it works, though, isn't it? Right? Like, not every person born on Gallifrey can regenerate. It's just the Time Lords. So, like, killing all the I hate to say it, but like the lower class people as well is like, why? Why would you do that?
Well, we never know. It all happened off screen. We saw a burnt down citadel.
Yeah, and we're not even talking about the fact that, it was just like so annoying that Gallifrey was brought back by Moffat and then Chibnall was like, I'ma blow it up again.
See ya. See ya.
It's out. Russell, bring it back, please. Thank you. Okay, what else have people been saying?
Someone has said, Haunting is the best. This is from Zara, sorry. Haunting is the best episode of 13's era, never mind Series 12. The less said about the rest of the series, the better. Oh.
Oh, dear.
Oh, so you only liked Haunting?
They're a Tame Impala fan or something.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
here we go. This is from The Static Sky, and they said, it was definitely a series that happened between Series 11 and 13.
It was definitely a series that happened, yeah. Also.
It was. Absolutely was. Here we go. This is from Branko, and they say the most nothing of the 3 Chibnall series IMO. Ooh. That's tough. That's a tough one. I don't know if I agree with that one.
People saying
There's definitely some.
Series 11
even Haunting alone, mate.
Yeah. Oh, no.
All right. Let's have a look. This is from Captain Kitchener, and they say most parts were incredible, like the Master reveal, the Fugitive Doctor, but it's somewhat let down by the Timeless Child. I love the premise, but hate the fact that it went nowhere. Troy?
That's what I said, right? People say that it wasn't followed up very well, and we could talk about this a bit more in Flux, but like the idea was not like Christian will said this as well. The idea was not, I'm going to give you every single piece of information about the Doctor. The idea is, I'm opening this up. If showrunners want to do something with it in the future, that's fine. If they don't, whatever. But like, it gives you just a bit more flexibility to the Doctor as a character. Like, it now allows you to go, here's a Doctor we don't know, and it be a bit more like, oh, well, this is from Timeless Child era. This is another Doctor that we don't know about. And you could have that surprise. I mean, John Boyega's out here saying he wants to be a Doctor for an episode. Why not make him a Timeless Child Doctor?
That'd be sick.
Yeah, you could easily wave it away then without Russell having to go, what do I do? Oh, I'll do what Moffat did. I'll show him between McGann and Eccleston. That'll, yeah, there we go. We'll do that. Like, no, you don't have to do that. You don't have to worry.
Okay, this one is from William, and they've said at times it feels like a cheap imitation of the RTD era.
What?
But I think the standalone episodes are better than Series 11, but the arc-heavy episodes just don't work for me. I don't know whether Haunting of Villa Diodati counts as an arc or a standalone, but it's my favorite. So even in this scenario, Haunting is still the best.
Phone is ringing now in my house. Why is everyone trying to interrupt me today?
Wow.
It's funny if you think about it. If you actually just take the arc-heavy episodes of Series 12, you have Flux, basically, in terms of length.
Oh, wow. I might watch it as that.
Yeah. 1, 2, 5, 8, 9, and 10. 6 episodes.
Is that your phone number? Is that why it was ringing just before?
Anyway, so any other comments you want to read out to finish this off?
Yes. This is from Michael, and it almost sounds like he's describing our podcast. Starts well,
Terrible.
ends poorly.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, great.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks, everyone, for listening to episode 75, Who's There, Doctor Who Pod. Are we ending on that?
I can end on a more positive one if you want.
No, we'll end it there. It's fine. Should we end with a teaser, Crispy? Because we have something coming next week. Do you want to talk about this quick before we finish up? Come on.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen,
Build it up. Come on.
Next week we kind of have
Drum roll.
a special guest.
We do.
Oh, no,
that's not the right drum. Here's the joke, guys. We got a guest.
Here's the joke. We got a guest. No, ladies and gentlemen, next week we have a guest. We have an interview that's been done, and you're going to see it for the first time. Mark Shepherd, also known as Canton Everett Delaware III.
Very exciting.
Will be on Who's There, a Doctor Who podcast. A few months ago, I was fortunate enough to speak with him at a con. We had quite the lengthy chat about one of, if not my favorite episode of all time, The Impossible Astronaut / Day of the Moon. And you guys are going to get that interview exclusively next week on the Who's There Doctor Who podcast channel. So it's pretty exciting stuff, and that's what's hip-hop happening around the place.
But it's going to be part of a larger episode, is it not, Crispy?
Yes, indeed. We will be also chatting about The Impossible Astronaut, which is, as I've said, holds a very, very special place in my heart. And I'm just over the moon thinking about next week, because it's going to be wild.
Unlike what we did with looking back on the series, we're going to be watching the episodes, the pair of them, correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was going to say just the first one.
Oh, really?
I don't know how long. Oh, well, yeah. I don't know.
Okay, all right.
We could try.
Just the first one.
Yeah.
But we're going to be watching it together, and then we're going to be doing our recording, talking about it, showing the interview. And for those of you wondering, can we see the watch along for it? Stay tuned, because there will be a way.
Stay tuned for that.
We will mention
Stay
it.
tuned for that.
We'll mention it next week.
What a tease.
Indeed.
What a tease.
Very exciting.
But
it's going to be a good episode next week for 76. Exciting.
Oh, I'm very excited.
Looking forward to it.
I'm very excited.
All right. So we're going to leave it there. So thank you all very much for watching episode 75. We're 3/4 of the way to the big 100.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it.
It's crazy.
I can't believe it.
It's very, very cool. We're going to leave it there. It's a big cliffhanger. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we will see you all next Saturday in episode 76, where we get our Mark Shepherd interview. We talk about The Impossible Astronaut, having just watched it, share our thoughts, and it will be, as long as you guys want it, a start of a new series. Because looking back on the series is coming to an end. Okay, we won't have this monthly feature in 2 months' time.
No.
It'll be gone.
No.
It'll be gone. Okay, because next month is Flux. I might actually just watch those 6 episodes, to be honest, before we talk about it for that one. I really, really kind of want to do that. And then we'll have looking back on the Series 13 specials in November, right before the 60th. We're almost there now. We are 2 months away from the specials.
I can't believe it.
I don't want to blow our horn too much, but we have done well having a weekly podcast all this time. We've soldiered on.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you all in episode 76 next week, where we have the Mark Shepherd interview, Impossible Astronaut, watch-along, discussion, all sorts of cool stuff. Until then, it's goodbye from Crispy.
See ya.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye. See you all in episode 76. Alan Z, baby!
Wait, did somebody say timeless child?
I'm kidding. Alonzi, everyone. Have a bloody good time. See you later.
See you later, mate. See you later. Doing Australian accents. Bye. Cool. Recording stopped. There we go.
See you, mate.
Still live though, so don't say anything. Oh, okay, he's gone. He's gone. He's gone, folks. He's gone. He's gone. Oh well. Oh well. Oh, he's there. Hello, Chris. A lot of people say in the chat, we did an overview of Series 14 once it's done. Probably. I mean, it's going to be so funny trying to do a weekly podcast on each of the episodes coming out. That'll be really fun. But, yeah, we'll probably do like a Series 14 retrospective, I imagine, won't we? Oh, we should do
Series
that.
14
We should do that.
retrospective.
Once we've, like, watched all of Series 14's episodes, we should do looking back on Series 14.
Oh, that's baller.
That's elite.
baller.
That is elite.
Oh my gosh, it's a while away, but yes.
We lost a crisp at me at the chip shop. Why are you buying crisps at the chip shop? What?
Crisp at the chip shop.
In this new series, could we do an episode talking about Waters of Mars? Believe me, Caddy, that's high on the list of ones I want to talk about.
That is
so
that,
yes,
that
we
is
will.
on there. That
That is
on
on
there.
there. That is on there. We'll do. I think we'll probably do as a Q&A next week, as we'll ask once again about specific episodes you guys want us to talk about, and we're going to start keeping a tally. I think of the ones people say the most, and use that to guide us. Although I think every now and again we'll be allowed to like pick our own episodes. Like if Crispy wants to talk about the Lodger for like nostalgia's sake, he could do that. If I
Get a
I
James
really want to do
Corden
one of
interview.
Lazarus Experiments. I really would love to do that. Like I've like
could
pick
do
some goofy ones, and obviously, there will be one on Love and Monsters. Like like there's going to be. There has to be. There has to be. So there will be like some strong episodes, some weaker episodes, some meme episodes. We'll do it all. We'll do it all. But we're not doing one on Fear Her. You can't pay us enough to do that. Well, that's a lie. If you give us like 500 quid each, you might do it. But apart from that, you know,
Yeah.
that's $1,000 for you, mate. If we get a
scenario.
a 2,000 Australian dollar donation, we'll do a Fear Her episode. That's our price.
Gosh.
We have named it.
Gosh.
No, Crispy. You see, the idea is you go for a price that's so high that no one will go for it, and then that way you never have to do it. And if someone does pay the money, then they're stupid for one thing. But no, they've got too much money, and then we're better off in our pockets. That's how it works.
True.
So
True that.
It's called big
True
brain.
that.
It's a big brain strategy. We save ourselves the headache unless we get a big payday. Payday. Love you guys' videos about to start works. Definitely be listening this Saturday. Appreciate it, mate. Appreciate you being here. Well, we're just
Thank
about
you,
to wrap
Geeks
up.
Assemble.
Very exciting. Crispy, have you got anything you're doing tonight? Anything fun you want to share with the class?
Sleeping, dreaming.
What are you dreaming
It's
about?
10:30 for me, man. I gotta get to bed. I got work in the morning.
Okay. All right. You dress
I've
like
got
you're going out
things-
to a nightclub, though. You look like you're about to go have a party.
Well, I bought this.
It's
What do
cool.
we
You
think
look
of the
good,
fit,
man. You look
everyone?
good.
I'll sit back. There we go. Look at that.
Look at that. Oh, look at
Distinguished
him. He
Crisp.
cleans up well.
Distinguished
He cleans
Crisp.
up well, Mr. Crisp. He cleans up well. I don't do that.
Thank you.
Okay, so I think we'll leave it there. Shall we, Crispy?
Yes.
All right, let's leave it there. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so... Just not gonna
Thank
carry
you all so much for being here. And if you could take one thing away from today, treat people with respect.
on. Unless they don't like pronouns in Starfield.
Thank you for watching.
Let's leave it there. Thank you all for being here. We're going to run the outro sequence because at least I don't have to edit one of those. That just exists. I can't forget to make an outro. We're all good. So, Crispy, you ready?
Yeah.
Here comes the outro. See you all next week. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Benny! 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 Where's my Benny?